Hey everyone! So I am doing my unit on climate migration. So my overview is this unit will be covering how environmental factors impact the migration of people in various places and at different scales. Students will be learning how to analyze and discuss different climate migration events. They will also be learning how they are caused and how they affect people and places differently. The unit will be taught to 11th graders. And the goal of the unit is to encourage students to think critically about how the world is connected and how harmful decisions can impact people and places. Here are the standards that I'm going to be using throughout the unit. So the first module topic is scaffolding, which I am using in my day 4. And I'm going to be using it to prepare students to analyze the effects of climate events and climate migration. And I'm going to be doing this in steps by first showing an event and asking questions. And the questions that I ask will be examples of the questions they would need to ask themselves when analyzing. I'm also going to show what I analyzed from the event to give a teacher example of what an analysis should look like. And then I'm also going to give students the opportunity to individually analyze a climate migration event themselves. Next, I'm going to be doing multiple intelligences, which I kind of just incorporated throughout. So for different activities, like here we have a Padlet where students are going to work together and also like answer questions, so interpersonal linguistic. Then we have a short video, which is spatial. And let's see, we have one right here. This one is self-actualizing, so they'll be creating their own political cartoon or news article or song. And I just incorporated different intelligences pretty much through each day. Here's naturalistic. They'll be looking at the geographic landscapes. And I tried to incorporate as many intelligence as I could. We have logical, mathematical here. They'll be answering questions and thinking critically. And the rest are just scattered around, highlighted in the orange color. So next, for Bloom's taxonomy, I highlighted this in green. And for this, for most of my lesson, I'm doing analyze and level analyze. So to like add some more levels in here, I wanted to incorporate more areas of lower level thinking, including understand and apply, to make sure that the students had necessary prior knowledge before analyzing. I did this. Here's one for the Padlet. This is to help students understand, as well as researching to create a slide with their own research climate migration event, is also to help understand. Here's an apply where students will be creating that political cartoon that I mentioned earlier. And these are also just scattered throughout the unit in green. So here's analysis. But I tried to update the unit by providing more opportunities for students to hit those lower levels so that it wasn't fully focused on the other level. So the next topic is the corrected learning styles. So throughout my unit, I had different learning styles, but I tried to change my reasoning behind them. So rather than mentioning like the different styles themselves and how there's different types of learners, I tried to focus more on how the content is best taught to benefit students. And I went through and just kind of switched around things because I still wanted to have different types of teaching styles and different ways that students could complete activities, but just wanted to make sure that it was content-based rather than learner-based. So here's an example here in the blue where I gave students options for completing an assignment, but I explained it differently than just saying reaching different learners, but just giving students like different things that they may be more interested in, which might make the content more interesting for them. Another example that I have is right here where I use a visual, and I explain that using the visual in this circumstance would be more beneficial to students because they would have the ability to actually see the damage caused on a place or person, which would help them understand it better than just hearing it or reading it somewhere. The next topic is conditioning. So I did this a few ways in my unit. I added some time during the week where students could have free time on their computers or whatever type of free time they want. I also am going to provide some sort of small candy or other reward to motivate students to speak in class. And then another big one is also by providing ways for students to redo any assignments or homework so that homework to them is not a punishment but can be a reward, which will help with their outcome and their emotions towards homework. And I did this in purple. I have this a few ways. So here, students will have the opportunity to redo assignments. And then here's another area where they can redo an assignment. So I try to provide that option multiple times throughout the week. And then here is one day where they will have 10 minutes at the end of class for electronic time or other free time because they're going to be working hard, and I think it's great to reward them that way. The last unit topic will be hierarchical needs. I'm going to be doing this through general class management plan as well as room layout so students feel comfortable and they're meeting those needs on the pyramid. And within the unit, I'm going to be giving students opportunity to give feedback so they can express any concerns and give input on the lesson. There are also areas in my lesson where students practice self-actualizing. So the next topic that we have is the hierarchical needs. And I'm going to be doing this through a more general class management plan as well as a room layout to make students feel more comfortable and safe. Within the unit, I'm going to also give opportunity for students to give feedback so they can express any concerns and give input on the lesson. And there's also going to be areas in the lesson where students can practice self-actualizing. I will have all of this highlighted in the unit with this red color right here. And so some examples of that. So here we have some self-actualizing in the lesson. And here's an area where students will have the opportunity to fill out some feedback and give that back to me so that I can view it. And this will actually be the very end of the unit, so they can put feedback on any days or the whole unit itself, and then I'll know for the next lesson what to do to make them feel better and help them learn better. And so that's the last unit. Everything is highlighted throughout my unit days with each of these colors, and that is everything. Thank you for listening.